Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got this, it's a Volvo, I'm not too sure what it is, a Volvo V40 or V30 or whatever you want to call it. It's a 2009 plate. Customer complaint with this one is he thinks he's got a battery drain. Now, this vehicle's completely dead, like stone dead. So what I'm going to do is just spin these around and show you now. There's literally, I don't even know if the radio will turn on. That's completely dead. So this is the perfect time to try out the GIS 3000. Now this was a jump pack that Topdon had sent out to me. I have tried it before but not in a completely dead vehicle, so we'll try and jump start it with this. If not, we'll resort to the bigger jump pack that I've got, but let's see if this will do it. Now before connecting it up, I'll just see how much power we've got. So we have got 100%. I did fully charge it up the other day, so let's see, where is the key? The key's inside. So let's connect it up and we'll probably need to boost it, to be honest. So the alarm is obviously going off. Just going to. Perfect. So you can see it jump started at no bother. By the looks of it, we're still on 100%. So what I'm going to do is just let it run for 10-15 minutes, see if we can get that battery up to some sort of charge, switch it off and we'll see if it has got a battery drain. While this is running now, I'm just going to do a quick test on the charging system, make sure it's charging before chasing any sort of battery drain on the car. So it's been running for about 10 minutes. The alternator is charging, we're just checking it both ways, amp clamp and multimeter. So I'm going to let it run for another little while just to try and recoup some sort of charge into this battery, just so I don't switch it off and I'm kind of fighting against time here. But yeah, the customer did say he does suspect it is a battery drain rather than the battery, but I've been there before with testing things and people think it's a battery drain when in fact it is just a bad battery, especially with the colder weather as well. You've always got to sort of remember that. So the colder weather, kind of harsh it will be on your batteries as well. So yeah, we'll just let it run for a little bit and I'll come back to you around about 10-15 minutes. So while the vehicle's running, what I like to do is I'll just latch the bonnet switch. So I'll just close that over because I'm going to need the bonnet open to check the engine bay fuses. What I've also done as well is I've located the fuses inside, and they're just located underneath the glove box there, so very simple to get access to these fuses, thankfully. Just going to let it charge up for another little bit, and before I shut it off, what I'll do is I'll grab something, just a little bit there, and what I'm going to do is just lock the door catch. So just so the car can go to sleep, I'm just going to latch that over. I don't know what the hell that is. Right, so that beeping has seemed to have stopped now. Both doors are latched. The interior lights are showing us off, so I'm going to switch the car off and connect up the amp clamp to the earth lead. I'll reset all that, zero it out, just so it's accurate, and then we'll see what reading we've got. So, keys out, doors shut, then I'll just lock the car. I'm going to zero out that amp clamp again just once the vehicle's sat for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then we'll see where we're sitting at on the actual reading for the battery drain. Now I don't know the typical sort of sleep time that these Volvos take, but right now we're sitting at 7.3 amps, which is obviously far too high. So I'm just going to let it settle for another little while, and then we'll start investigating. Right, so a wee bit of time has passed. The alarm kept going off, so it was doing my nothing. And I had to keep resetting it again, so it was a bit of a pain in the backside. But I'll just show you what we've got in the amp clamp at the minute. So right now we have got a drain of 8.25 amps. Now what I'll do is just reset that, just because it's been sitting for a little bit. So I'll zero it out and see how accurate we are. So 8.2 amps at the moment, which is incredibly high. So what I've done is I've ran across each of these smaller fuses, and obviously your slow blow, fast blow fuses, whatever you want to call them, and I've came to a MIDI fuse which is shown higher than what it should be. So if I just set these up at the moment, now obviously doing this test, explain it a bit better, you want to put your multimeter on millivolts, and we go across the fuse, and whatever circuit is more or less draining the battery, you will have a slight drop across the fuse obviously. But what I've done here is I've got my two test probes here. Now these are really good. I cannot remember what make they are, to be honest, but they're interchangeable, so you can set them sort of in different fuse widths. So you can see there, just try to do this with one hand, sometimes they actually come apart, so I'll just zoom in. So they are interchangeable, you can go to mini fuse, maxi and all that, so pretty decent bit of kit. They can become a wee bit of a pain because the magnets aren't terribly strong, so sometimes they do come apart pretty easy, just like that. But anyway, they're together, and what I'm going to do is just run across each of these bigger fuses right here, and we'll just keep going across them, and again nothing, until we come to this 80 amp fuse. Now we're across that at the moment, and our reading's currently sitting at 3.7, 3.8. Go to the next one, we've got nothing. So that fuse right there is the cause of our drain, so we're going to need to figure out what that fuse is for, and what we'll do is we'll just disconnect it to see if our drain goes away. So what I'm going to do is just remove the two nuts off of the MIDI fuse, and if you just keep an eye on the actual reading, it should drop. So I'm just going to remove them. Now I'm hoping you'll be able to see that because of there might be a wee bit of glare on it, but hopefully once I remove the fuse itself, I'll show you the reading. So that is both of the nuts removed, and all I need to do is just lift that fuse away. I might need a little screwdriver for that. So if I just lift that fuse off of the circuit, you can see our drain is massively dropped. Alright, so what I've done next is just connect up the multimeter in series with the positive battery terminal in this case, because the earth one's seized on there. Don't want to break it. So yeah, so I've just put my meter in series with the positive terminal with the battery just to get a more accurate reading. Sometimes your amp clamp can drift, and we're going to see what the reading goes down to after about 20 minutes. Yeah, so let's do that. Bit of a simple battery drain, which is good. I like a simple battery drain. Sometimes You can get battery drains that are intermittent. It can be an absolute nightmare to locate, and sometimes when it's intermittent we don't always find it. Boom, battery drain is gone. Perfect. Obviously they're showing a bit higher on the amp clamp, but that's to be expected. And the fuse for this that we've removed, which is causing the drain. Bloody helicopter. So the fuse that is causing this is F5. Now that is right there, preheater. Now that's an option on this car. So the customer's just more or less says disconnect it, he's not really worried about it. Like it says, it is an option anyway. All these normal heaters will still work, just the preheater won't. But the battery drain's away for this one, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it'll help somebody in the future with one of these cars. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch yous on the next one, guys. I'll see yous then.